Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald, and today our inspiration for our design is this box. Now, I was in one of these shops that sells lots of different things, clothes, household stuff, and they bring in Christmas stuff and seasonal stuff, and they had all these boxes, and I just thought that is really quite pretty and a great way of making a Christmas present with something quite simple. So we've essentially got a sturdy box, and what I'd like to do is create a design within it. So this is red, so it could be good for Christmas, but it could equally be good at any time of the year for someone you love, or maybe for Valentine's. It's not exclusively Christmas unless you add an element that specifically says Christmas. So what we need to do is we need to line this box with some material that's going to make it waterproof. So I'm just using a bit of cellophane for that, and I've got wet floral foam that we're going to put in, and that really just pops in. I'm going to put a wee wedge at either end, so that's not going to go anywhere, and that's really the way to do it. You can fill in round the corners. In some ways that's quite good to leave a space for water, so we don't have to fill in exclusively. And all I need to do then is just trim this off. So sometimes you get really nice boxes that are just boxes that you've had a gift in, and it's worth keeping for either reusing for another gift or maybe for making a design. So we've got our base sorted. Now we need to decide how we're going to put the lid. And what I'd like to do is really put it in at an angle so that we see it. It's a bit of a problem if we make it in such a way that you don't see the lid, which I think we don't want to lose that lid. This is just some pieces of dried cane. And I can even use like a little bit of, this is Oasis Fix, so this is like a putty that you can use just to hold things. So if I put that on there, you just warm it up with your fingers for a second. And then we can basically put that on, and that just holds perfectly. So we've got our base. Flower wise, I've got a mix of different things, and we've gone for a couple of beautiful gerberas, beautiful red rose, some hypericum, celosia. I do have a little bit of fir, so this is going to make it feel wintry, and some little roses to complement as well. And this foliage here is really nice as well for just giving us a change of texture. So what we'll do is we're going to add our foliage first, and we're best to start with our pine. This has got a nice shape. And actually a nice smell as well. This puts you in the mood for Christmas. And because this is quite dominant, I've got a little bit of ivy, and this can just go in now as well. So as you can see, we're just starting to create a shape within our design. Can even go a little bit further in. and then our pistache. So that's really the base for our design. And what we need to do now is just decide where we're going to place our elements. So our main element is going to be between the roses, the rose and the celosia, because they're quite big. Same with the gerberas, these are also quite big. So it's how do we want to place this? So when I first started in floristry, my boss basically said, your most expensive flower is the one you really want people to see. So this is probably the key player for this box design. And by making it tall, we can really make that the focal point of our design. And this is quite interesting. I'm sad to take off the leaves because they're actually a beautiful colour, but the celosia leaves are not necessarily the best. So what I've done is just sat that slightly back. So this is becoming the focal flower and the secondary flower, and then we can look at bringing in our gerberas lower down. So really we can make this like an asymmetrical design. And the great thing about using a knife is you get a nice clean cut, which makes it very easy for putting your flowers into the foam. I do want that one to sit up a little bit. So already we've got an interesting design. Now, our other flowers then. We've got the little roses, we've got the hypericum, and we've got the gypsohilia. So we need to think about how best to put this in. And it's probably best putting in the kind of filler elements next. So what I've done is I've just spaced this, so we've got the white throughout but all at a lower level. So this is giving depth by the fact that some's forward and some is back. Our hypericum is more than just a foliage, it's something that you buy and it's more expensive. So we don't want that to just disappear. Now the foliage that's on this is good, you can not worry about that at all. But we're really seeing the individual elements that we've got in our design. And now it's really just a case of with the little roses that we just go in, add them in. Just really to fill in the gaps, I suppose. And it's amazing now how little roses are just so cheap and available and easy to get hold of. And they're actually really good quality now. So generally when you're paying for a rose, you're paying for the length of stem, the size of head, and there's no point in me buying 5 of these when actually do we need 5? We could actually use smaller ones and make this the focal flower. So there we go, we've got a simple gift box arrangement that is really visually quite strong because it's a good strong colour. This would be great for Christmas, great for Valentine's, or a nice gift at any time of the year. If you've enjoyed today's video, click here to subscribe. We put a new video up every week, and tap the bell and get a notification of our new videos. So thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.